What's going on, hybrid shooters? It's Jason Vong. We're out here in Japan right now. We're gonna be taking a look at two beginner Sony mirrorless cameras, the Sony a6000 and the Sony a6100. And this helpful comparison is brought to you by Squarespace.
Tell them what happened. What did you do?
I forgot to bring the batteries for the cameras.
What? How?
I left them back at home.
What are we gonna do?
Sony bought one battery. One battery for two cameras.
Doesn't make any sense.
Hey, batteries are expensive, okay? This thing costs $70.
Well, who told you to forget the batteries at home?
Shut up. So while I'm clearly not struggling to swap lenses and battery around, let me give you some information about the two cameras. The a6000, a 2014 camera, was and probably is still ranked the best beginner budget photography camera by the internet. But just a few months ago, Sony announced an updated version to the a6000, sensibly naming it the a6100. While the bodies and build are seemingly identical, the 5 year of technological advancement in sensor and processor makes the a6100, in my opinion, the best beginner budget hybrid camera. So let's see how different the user experience between the two cameras are. What setting was I on again?
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get some portrait shots of Vivian. Starting off with the colors in broad daylight, it's almost impossible to tell the difference between the photos. The colors look nearly identical. And both cameras were set to dynamic range optimizer on auto and standard color profile. In terms of autofocus technology though, the continuous eye autofocus on the a6100 makes shooting portraits a little bit easier. The a6000 on the other hand only has static eye autofocus. But don't worry, the a6000 does have continuous face autofocus.
I feel like I like the images on the 6100 more. And I'm not sure if it's like the screen or if it's just the camera itself, but then the colors seem to pop more, it's more vibrant and it's more crisp. And it feels like it's what I'm really seeing here. But then on the 6000, it just felt like a little washed out and it just was missing something. Like it just missed that like, wow, photo kind of aspect.
So for me, when I'm looking at these screens here, I feel like the 6100, the screen on the 6100 is a little bit sharper. I think it has more resolution. I can actually tell if my photos are sharp. Oh yeah, you can still tell. You can still tell it's sharp. But I think definitely the screen is a little bit brighter on the a6100. Alright, in terms of the burst photo department, it seems like they perform about the same. They start choking up after a while once they hit that 11 frames per second. But the biggest difference between the a6100 and the a6000 is that the a6100 actually lets you preview the photos as the other photos are being written into the memory card. Whereas the a6000 just shows you this message telling you that it's still writing the photos into memory cards, so you can't preview the photos at all. Until it's done writing in the photos, of course. In terms of subject tracking, the a6100 first forms a box on the subject, then when it detects a face and the eye is going to start focusing on that. And these photos were shot at f2.8 as well. So when it comes to photos taken in broad daylight, the image quality are quite similar. As the saying goes, invest in glass. When you have a really good lens, even if you're using an older body, you're still going to be getting amazing photo results. So let's go ahead and shift gear and compare the video qualities between these two cameras. While it was hard to tell the difference in image quality, in video, the a6100 is miles ahead. For one, it has the ability to shoot 4K up to 30 frames per second. It is quite obvious between these two shots here that the a6100 has more details in the scene compared to the a6000, which can only shoot up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. Just simply looking above the red building, the highlight roll-off is handled much better on the a6100, even when compared at 1080p. Straight out of camera videos, a6100 is better in both 4K and 1080p. So while I was shooting videos earlier with these two cameras, I noticed that the footage was a little shaky. That's because none of these cameras here have in-body image stabilization. So if you're planning to do a lot of handheld video work, make sure you pick up lenses with optical steady shot. That's gonna smooth out a lot of your handheld footage. For example, these shots here were shot on a 50mm f1.8 with optical steady shot. Comparing this footage with the earlier footage that were shot with a 16-55 lens, the 50mm with optical steady shot is obviously a lot smoother. Moving on to slow motion, you can go up to 120 frames per second on the a6100, while the a6000 can only go up to 60 frames per second only. In the video face autofocus department, the a6100 kept up extremely well, especially at f1.4. The a6000 though, not so much. So this is low light with the a6100. I just hope my camera doesn't fall into the river. And this is the low light with the Sony a6000. Does it look any different? Does this one look noisier? This is also in 1080p. So right off the bat, in terms of audio quality, the a6100 is going to be a lot better because it has a mic port, so we can put an external microphone for better audio. Whereas the a6000, the audio is going to be recorded onto the onboard mic, which may not sound as good compared to the Sony a6100. And by the way, if you plan on getting the a6100, I highly recommend getting this cold shoe relocator so it repositions the mic to the side of the screen, making it easier to vlog on. Oh yeah, almost forgot about low light. The a6100 definitely has the advantage here. As we scale up the ISO, the a6000 mushes out, whereas the a6100 still retains a bit of details. The a6000 also caps out at 12,800, whereas the a6100 can go up to 32,000. Just in case you ever need to go up that high. How about we go take some photos of Rio doggies?
Really? Where?
Let's go. Oh my God. So out of the box, the a6100 is already capable of animal eye autofocus, which makes taking photos of these adorable Shibas insanely fun. The eye autofocus makes it incredibly easy to get sharp photos of their eyes. By the way, this is Sumomo. She's our favorite little Shiba. If you can't already tell, this is our second time here at our favorite Shiba Cafe in Harajuku. Unfortunately, the a6000 outdated tech means it won't get this feature ever, but it is still possible to get some great results even without animal eye autofocus. It just requires a little bit of patience and a lot of focus and recomposing. They're super cute.
I'll take one home.
No, we can't. While the a6000 may be 5 years old, today's video has shown it to be still a very capable photography camera. If you're on a budget, you'll definitely want to pick up the a6000 for $450 this holiday. But if you got a bit of wiggle room in your wallet, for $750 this holiday, the a6100 has quality of life features that just makes photography and videography a lot easier. Animal eye autofocus, better screen resolution, a flip-up screen, mic jack, 4K videos, the list goes on. As we move into the new decade, the a6100 will surely dethrone the a6000 as the best budget hybrid camera very soon. Tag me on Instagram at JasonBmedia, letting me know which camera you end up getting, and of course tag me in the photos that you take with these cameras. Now if you guys really enjoyed this video, I would ask for a small quick favor from you. You guys can listen to a quick message from my sponsor. Believe it or not, these quick sponsor messages does help out my channel a whole lot, so if you have a quick second, I would greatly appreciate that. Here we go. I'm sure you heard by now, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to create beautiful and clean websites. Recently, Vivian and I launched our free filmmaking course, and we created a landing page to house all 5 tutorials. Creating this page took us no more than 30 minutes to put together thanks to Squarespace user-friendly interface. Whether you need a website to build a portfolio or an e-commerce store, build it with Squarespace. Start your free trial today, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JasonVong to save 10% off your website or domain. See you guys in the next video. Peace.